we've got some beer.
We do. We have some reserve beer.
Yep.
From the Costco.
From the Costco reserve beer, which is good. We're going to get lit up to discuss this trippy-ass episode. It's The Watchers on the Couch. Welcome back to Watchers on the Couch, a TV and film discussion podcast on the Onyx Edge Studios Network. I'm Tim Pickerel.
I'm Sarah Pickerel.
This is the Doctor Who edition. We are discussing episode 9 of series 11, It Takes You Away.
Yeah, it sure does. Takes you all the way.
It takes you all the way and drops you off somewhere that you don't know where you are. And then at some point it brings you back.
Well, it pushes you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a mother that doesn't want you anymore.
Wow. It's dark. Almost as dark as this episode. Actually, this episode, I can't tell if this episode was dark or not.
I don't think it was.
What the hell is going on with this episode?
I don't think it was dark. I think it was a great Doctor Who episode. It was really interesting. I thought the entire episode actually was one of the best episodes of the whole season. Up until a certain point.
We will get into it. Okay, so for those of you who haven't watched the episode and are still tuning in to Watchers on the Couch, let me break down a quick summary of the show. The Doctor and her Scooby Gang appear.
Scooby Gang.
Yeah, they're basically this. It's the.
Who's Shaggy in this situation?
Probably the Doctor.
I know who Velma is.
Also the Doctor?
No.
Who's Velma?
I guess the Doctor.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
I mean, it's not a one-to-one comparison.
You're right.
They're like the Scooby.
Totally different characters.
They're the Scooby Gang, the same way Buffy the Vampire Slayer's team was called the Scooby Gang.
Yeah. Okay. I never watched that show, but I get the point.
All right. Well, you should watch that at some point.
Maybe I should binge that.
That's something you should binge, probably.
I just finished iZombie. So I'm totally, or at least what was on Netflix. Mm-hmm. So I'm up for another show. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know.
I think a lot of people would suggest Buffy the Vampire Slayer to you.
All right. Well, maybe I'll try it out.
Try it out. Ride or die for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, we'll see.
I was a big fan of it up until Buffy went to college. And then I kind of lost interest. But at any rate, this is not the Buffy the Vampire episode.
Can we talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer ad nauseum?
We might as well. No. So they arrive in modern day Norway.
Yes.
I almost said Nova Scotia.
It starts with an N.
Yep. So. That's the only thing that matters. As long as you get the first letter right.
Right.
Everything else is gravy. They show up. They find that they're in the fjords of Norway, so
Correct.
they're way out there. Nothing around except this house that's all boarded up.
It's a boarded up cottage,
and
it's very odd.
They make their way into the house to find a young girl there, left all alone.
She's very scared.
Very scared of the creatures that are
very hungry, apparently too.
Yes.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, we find out her name is Han.
Yeah, Hane.
Hane?
Hanne. I don't know, like how.
Hen?
Maybe it's Hen.
It could be Hen.
Maybe it's the Swedish version of Hen.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. And she's scared of the things in the forest. Big crazy noises. And as the Doctor and her friends start moseying around the house, trying to figure out what's wrong. They've come to find out that her dad's disappeared. They moved out there after her mother died.
Yeah.
And there's a creature in the woods.
That's as much as they know. Yes.
That's as much as they know.
Yeah.
We move forward a little bit. Ryan automatically assumes that her dad up and bailed because, he's got his own daddy issues. The Doctor...
And who doesn't, really?
I don't.
Okay.
My dad's still around.
I know, your dad's awesome.
He's he lives here in the basement.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know
There's one too many
that.
cats at my parents' house, so my dad just comes over here and sleeps.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
The doctor finds a crazy mirror. Actually, no. Graham finds a mirror.
Yes, Graham finds a mirror that doesn't show his reflection, but shows the reflection of the rest of the house or the room, which was really odd. And then the doc comes upstairs. No, it was Ryan who followed him.
Yes, after they checked out the shed where they found a bunch of bear traps and crazy stuff like that, presumably to catch the creature in the woods that probably up and gobbled the dad. Mm-hmm. So then we find out that this mirror is actually a portal to another place. Mm-hmm. So the question becomes whether or not this creature that's in the woods, it came from the other side of this portal.
Right.
And then we learn that...
Yaz and the doctor and Graham all go into the mirror to investigate.
Yes.
And they leave Ryan with Han.
Yes.
Hannah.
Whatever her name is.
Call Hannah. We'll call her Hannah.
Sure.
Okay, so they leave Ryan with Hannah. Hannah doesn't like Ryan, and Ryan basically grabs her and locks her in a room. Mm-hmm. They hear the noise again. Do they hear the noise again? I think they do, and that's why they go like he's scared. So they go and like whatever, and then Ryan decides he's going to go and investigate.
Yes.
And goes outside and, lo and behold, finds speakers.
Yes.
Projecting the sound of a terrible, terrible animal out into the woods and towards the house.
Yes.
So it was all a fake ruse, basically, to keep Hannah in the house.
It's all a ruse, yeah. So Ryan goes in to report to her, and she's left the room, and Ryan goes looking for her, and he gets smoked in the face with the door and gets knocked out for a little bit as Hannah runs through the portal as well. Meanwhile, in the portal, the doctor, Yaz, and Graham are like in this weird space between dimensions, we learn, kind of an anti-universe.
Yeah.
That's a barrier between realities. And there's this crazy guy that's been in there forever, since the beginning, and he eats brains and people. And there's crazy flesh-eating moths, and things like that. That's a very creepy part of the episode.
Yeah.
It's very suspenseful, but it actually gives nothing to the plot, so we don't really actually need to go into it that much.
No, I don't think so. Other than the creepy guy eventually gets eaten by the moths because he was greedy.
Yeah. Wanted the doctor's sonic screwdriver. And as the doctor and friends try to run away from the flesh-eating moths, they find the mirror. They go through the mirror.
They go through the portal again.
And it turns out they're on the other side of the mirror.
Right, which happens to be a kind of a mirror image, if you will, or a nicer version of the cottage
of Hane's house.
Yeah.
Where they find Daddy cooking breakfast.
For two. Yep.
And
so they question him, say, we need to go. Your daughter is looking for you. She's scared. She's alone. Yada, yada. And then the doctor realizes that there's 2 plates. And who else could he be cooking for? Oh, it's the dead mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dead mom just hanging out in the alternate universe.
Yep.
There's a lot of questions to be had. Nobody really knows what's going on at this point in time. But they decide that something's very not right here.
Right.
And the doctor decides it's time to leave. And then as they're getting ready to leave, the dead mom asks, don't you want to see your friend? They're like, what? Who? Blah, blah, blah. And they go out, and it's Grace.
Yeah, Grace.
Poor old dead Grace.
Yeah. Just hanging out.
Hanging out, and then, so, Graham...
The alternate universe. Yeah.
Graham talks to his dead wife a little bit as well.
And she seems to know everything.
She knows everything.
Yeah. And the doc tries to access the portal again and is finding that her sonic screwdriver is not working. She has to reverse polarities, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, you didn't like that.
No.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Okay.
It's a fun show. Oh, no. The sciencey stuff. You don't like the sciencey stuff.
Well,
when
what
they
I
get
don't
it wrong.
like... So, you may not know this. Reverse the polarity is a recurring joke in Doctor Who.
Oh, is it?
It was first started by the 3rd Doctor. My problem with this is the doctor didn't think, like, this doctor is not as intelligent as the other doctors that came before.
Jodie's doctor is not as intelligent?
However they've written this doctor, like, she never seems to know what's going on.
Okay.
Hence the need for the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
With this new writing. And it's Yaz that has to suggest to reverse the polarity. Meanwhile, there's no way Yaz even knew what she was talking about when the doctor was explaining things to her. So yeah, that irritated me.
Oh, I thought it was just funny.
Yeah. I mean,
if I'm just like watching it to enjoy it and not really to dissect it, then yeah, I was just kind of like, okay, that's kind of silly, but.
And if you're not steeped in Doctor Who knowledge.
True, and I am not. I am only the newer stuff.
You're a casual Who person.
Oh wow!
Right?
You make me sound like I only watch it on the holidays.
Well, not this holiday.
Anyway, so Graham is talking with Grace and wants to stay. It seems like he wants to stay with her, and then the whole world is shaking.
Yes, and that's when we begin to learn that the world is not a parallel world at all. Correct. It's some kind of fabrication by this Time Lord folk monster.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it was. Do you remember? Not
off the top of my head.
Yeah, but yeah, it was basically this entity, this universe, or this. It was a sentient universe, wasn't it?
A sentient universe, yes.
Yeah,
and it has to be kept apart from our universe, otherwise it would fall apart. So, right. Sorry, there's sirens. But yeah, they're not for us.
Anyway, so yeah, everyone realizes it. And Ryan. Did we talk about Ryan and Hannah being in the crawl?
Yeah, they're in the crawl space at this point.
Okay, or the in between place.
In between planes.
Well, Hannah finds her way into the alternate plane.
Yes.
And hugs her mom and then rejects her because she knows it's not her mom. We didn't talk about Hannah's blind. We didn't mention it.
Did we not mention that?
No, we didn't mention it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, she's blind.
She's blind. So she uses all of her other senses.
Hence the reason why there's speakers projecting an animal noise.
Right. And she hasn't seen anything. Like she knows that there's something out there because anyway.
Which we learn is the dad's way to keep her in the house while he's gone in this other dimension.
Correct. Yeah.
Father of the Year award.
Right. So Hannah hugs her mom, is rejected, or rejects her mom, yells at her mom, says, "I don't love you. You're not my real mom." Blah blah blah. Everything that a teenage girl would say, to anyone really. Mm-hmm. And
gets Hadoukened out of the out of the universe.
Yeah.
Back into the in between.
Into the in between. Yeah, exactly. So then Yaz rejects Grace and the whole situation. And she is
Hadoukened into.
Why are you calling it Hadouken?
Basically, kind of throws an energy wave to.
Yeah. So they like move their hands out, and then all of a sudden they're just pushed back into this other in between area. So all that's left is the dad, the doctor, and Graham from the original crew, and then also Grace and the mom.
Yeah.
Who were there in the alternate universe. And so the doctor tries to talk Graham into rejecting Grace, but she can't get him to do that
until we find out that Ryan's is in the in between
and is in danger.
And then Graham says, "Well, what about Ryan?"
Yeah.
Grace says, "He's a smart boy. He'll be fine." And that's what gives Graham
that's what gives Grace away, basically, to Graham, because Grace would never have said that.
And then he gets blasted out. So then it's just the dad and the doctor, and not the mama.
Right. And so then Grace disappears into this like swirly mist, and it's just like gone. Okay, so the doctor then talks to the mom and says, what do you need him for? He's just a stupid human who hasn't seen anything. I've seen everything. And it's like, who would you rather have, him or me? Basically, you can only have one because the whole place is collapsing.
Right.
And the energy, like, you just can't have that. It's not going to work. So, anyway, she convinces the mom to push out the dad without the dad rejecting her. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, the dad kind of did reject her a little bit, didn't, like, right at the very end, like, you're not my wife.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So anyway, all these people are in the in-between, and the doctor is left there. And at this point...
This is
the
when
point.
The episode gets weird.
This is the point where it's just like, did we take some acid? What is happening?
Did they bring David Lynch in to do the rest of this episode?
I really liked the episode. And really, this is the only blip that I didn't like. And then, like, after I liked it. But it was just like...
There's a 4-minute gap in this episode.
4-minute gap that's very odd. So, you want to explain it?
So, the doctor ends up in the White Room with no curtains and a frog in a chair.
Mm-hmm. So odd.
So, it's taken the shape of a frog because Grace loves frogs. It's very... much a puppet. It's not even a CG frog. It's a puppeteered Frank Oz, Kermit the Frog kind of frog.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
It looks so bizarre.
Yeah.
And the conversation that it and the doctor has is really bizarre. It's like they crammed an episode, like a family-friendly episode of Twin Peaks into this episode for 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. It is so damn odd.
Yeah.
But it's basically after everybody's gone except the doctor and the frog, the universe is still rumbling apart because the doctor's in there.
Yeah.
So the doctor has to convince the frog to let her go. Mm-hmm. The frog's there, you just want to leave and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. I don't want to leave, but you have to let me go. Mm-hmm. And, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, she gets let go. Mm-hmm. So it's another one of these things where the villain's not really a villain.
Yeah, it's just...
we haven't had any of those.
Just a misunderstood creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had real villains.
We've had 2.
Yeah. We had the teeth monster guy.
We've had the teeth monster guy and then the people underneath the tree in the last episode.
Yes, exactly.
9 episodes, we've had 2 villains.
Okay.
Everything else was just misunderstood.
You're right. Okay. Anyway, so she gets blasted back into the in-between. Everybody's racing to the other side because the in-between is collapsing. Mm-hmm. And she makes it.
Yep,
everyone makes it. Yes.
That's it. The dad and Hane decide that they're going to go back to Oslo because there's no reason to be out here anymore. They've said their goodbyes to the mom. Happily ever after for them.
Hopefully.
Sure.
I mean, that guy was a real asshole to leave his daughter like that. That was a real shit thing to do.
No, he missed his wife.
Would you do that for me? Would you leave our kid?
Our cats. I leave our cats to...
Okay. Would you leave our cats or our future child, like, in the in-between, just because... Or not in the in-between, but, like, in the other world, just because I died?
And
you missed me? There is a correct answer here. It's not a trick question.
I mean, no.
Right? I know. Move on.
Okay.
Find another wife already. Jeez.
All right. Done. Jeez. Okay. We'll regenerate my wife next season.
All right. Anyway, and Graham's real torn up.
Yeah. Ryan, who never made it to the other side of the mirror, didn't know that Grace was there, but he does have a talk with Graham about how it must have been hard and what have you. And in the end, said, "Hey, we still got each other, Gramps." And what'd you call me? It's like, what, you going deaf old man?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. So
yeah, they're starting to have a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Just in time for season 12. Yeah.
And that's pretty much where the episode ends.
Yeah, that's it.
I did actually really enjoy this episode, except for the frog part.
Yeah, same. And even right after, like as it was happening, I could see the expression on your face, like chin to the floor kind of thing, you know, like what the hell?
What the hell is this?
What is going on?
It was so dumb.
Yeah.
And there's I saw trying to look for Doctor Who news. By the way, we have no Doctor Who
Oh,
news.
no, we do.
Oh, you have Who news?
I have Who news.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great.
You ready for it?
Sure.
Jodie Whittaker signed on for season 12.
We already knew that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
As of 14 hours ago, it was confirmed.
We said they went into production 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, shit.
Well, we didn't know.
My Who news is not up to date.
Everybody's talking about everybody's saying, yeah, she's confirmed for next season, but that wasn't the rumor. The rumor was this next season's for the last season. It's the last season for her and Chibnall.
Okay.
That's the rumor.
I see.
So.
Well, my bad. Sorry. No Who news then.
There is another audio drama thing. The War Master, the second part of the box set is coming out.
Okay.
With Derek Jacobi voicing his version of the Master, reprising that role. So
okay. Cool.
That's cool. Again, I still don't listen to any of those, but if you've been a longtime Who person and you wanted to see more Derek Jacobi as the Master before he turned into John Sims, then there you go.
Can you find those on Audible?
I don't know.
Okay.
I actually suspended my Audible for 3 months because I have so many books.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check it out.
We will check that out, and we will get back to you on that next week.
Yes.
Where next week will be the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of that episode, but we will have Mark Addy from Game of Thrones.
Yep. Sure will.
Oh, yeah.
The Battle of Ranskora of Kolos.
So, little inside baseball. It's not really inside baseball.
No, you don't. All right, you can. That's fine.
So we're sitting there watching the episode. And again, sorry this episode was late. Sarah was in New York.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
It was...
Anyway,
Did you have fun in New York?
Had an amazing time.
It was a great time.
It was cool.
I was here.
Everyone was so nice. Like, you don't really hear that very often, but honestly, everybody we interacted with was just so darn nice. And we just had an amazing time. It was so much fun.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So go to New York sometime.
Yeah.
If you've ever been wondering if you should go to New York, yes.
Yeah,
is Sarah's official.
Do it. I
have you.
felt very safe the entire time I was there. It was amazing. Good. Yeah. It was cool.
You got a counterfeit handbag and
yeah. Sure. Did a lot of shopping.
But no, while we were watching the preview for the next episode, Sarah was like, what have I seen that guy in before? And then she got it. It took a second. And not only did she forget who the guy was briefly, she forgot that she said that he was going to be in the episode like 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so if you don't know already, my memory retention is not great. I don't remember a whole lot of really much of anything except for what I consider to be important.
Which is not Mark Addy. Sorry, Mark.
Not Mark Addy. Yeah, I apologize, but
listen, you've been dead in Game of Thrones for 7 seasons.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't affect my daily life kind of thing. So it's like I don't need to really retain it. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of like flows in and out. So anyway, not great at trivia, guys. That's just it.
Sure.
Yeah.
The one thing that I don't like about these previews is they don't give you anything. Like about what the episode really is. These previews have been very vague compared to previews in the past.
You know what does give you a little something? IMDb summaries.
Well, maybe we should get a little summary.
You want it?
We know that she mentioned something about 9 distress calls, but that's about it.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Answering 9 separate distress calls, the Doctor and team arrive on remnants of a brutal battlefield on the planet Ranskor of Kalos.
Wow.
Probably not saying that right. This planet has many secrets, and an amnesiac commander that has amnesia.
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't see the words, so I'm just trying to figure out what word are you trying to say?
An amnesiac commander.
I think it's amnesic.
Amnesic?
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Look how it's written. Wouldn't you read that as amnesiac?
Amnesiac, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, that might be it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Anyway,
wrong.
Commander. Mysterious mists. Who or what are they? Are the UX. Who or what are the UX? A deadly reckoning awaits the Doctor and team once they have the answers. ... Anyway.
Okay, so that's going to be next week, and that'll be wrapping up our Series 11 of Doctor Who. With that finale, we'll have some news. We'll probably have some Watchers news because there's other shows that we've heard about, and we know their dates, but we need to figure out some stuff on our end about how we're going to cover them.
Yeah.
Because do you know at this
No,
point?
I don't.
So Game of Thrones announced for April,
Okay.
like mid-April, April 10th or something like
All right.
that. American Gods,
Yes.
March. So they're going to run into each other.
Oh. Well, double podcasts.
We're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna swing that.
We'll figure it out. I didn't know that.
I just found out the American Gods date today, or the month. I don't think they've announced a date, but they said March.
Okay. Exciting times.
It is exciting. I'm a lot more excited for
Doctor Who to be over. I know.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, we forgot. Like, Sarah got back from New York, and we were saying, now, what are we going to do tonight? And we forgot we had an episode of Doctor Who to watch.
Yeah.
And that would never happen before. So...
Yeah, I'm kind of ready for this season to be over.
Yeah, and this definitely isn't a normal Watchers on the Couch kind of series. It's a different format of show, being procedural.
Well, it is procedural, but there really isn't an overarching storyline either.
Right.
Like, usually with those procedural type shows, there really is something that's happening in every episode to lead to a bigger season finale.
And these are just like an anthology of short stories.
Exactly.
That makes it really hard to do speculation and things
and
like that.
And even have character development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we thought we were going to see the Tooth guy as the recurring, or them as the recurring kind of villain.
Yes.
Because they mentioned them in the second episode too,
Right.
and nothing.
And then nothing. Yeah, so bizarre.
I did find out while I was reading stuff that the writers for this season, like, this is Doctor Who. You could get almost anybody to write for this show. Like, top tier people would be willing to write for this show.
Well, sure, yeah.
All these people, none of them have genre writing experience in television.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what's happening.
None of them are sci-fi or fantasy
Can
or
we
horror
please
writers.
get some better writers on the staff, please? Please. So, can I do a corrections really quick?
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
just thought of something. We just said that there were only 2 villains this entire season so far. 3. Remember Rosa Parks' episode? The guy who just wanted to kill, like, for no reason?
I do remember Rosa Parks. I forgot about that guy completely.
Yeah. I think he would also be considered a villain and not someone who's misunderstood, because he just seemed like a generally bad guy.
Just space racist
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
Okay.
And the cat doesn't like it either.
No, cat agrees.
Well, he is a black cat too, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to promote? Anything coming up?
Thank you for reminding me.
Sure.
Watchers at the Movies for December. Still up in the air as to what we're going to cover. Go on our Twitter, WOTC Pod, to vote. The internal Facebook group is leaning very heavily towards Once Upon a Deadpool, or however that's pronounced, whatever the PG-13 Deadpool is.
Yeah.
But that's mostly people that do Watchers on the Couch episodes,
Right.
so it's very biased. Twitter seems to be leaning, last I checked, heavily on the Aquaman side of things, and personally, Aquaman's the one that I'd prefer to do. But if it's Deadpool, that's great too.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. But yeah, hopefully we'll announce whichever episode that's going to be next week. So definitely make sure WOTC Pod on Twitter. Get your vote in. It's easy to find the poll because I hardly ever tweet on that thing. I'm really bad at social media. So yeah, get on that. As far as that, the Crimes of Grindelwald, that one's already out. So yeah, that's all I got for this next episode of Doctor Who, and the December episode will wrap up Watchers on the Couch for the year. We'll be taking a couple weeks off. We'll We'll probably cover the New Year's episode just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just going to do the monthly at the movies until American Gods / Game of Thrones comes back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unless some other shows pop up that we decide we want to do, but I think some time off would be good.
I think so too. I think it'll be nice to kind of just regroup and feel refreshed when the new shows come back, and we really get excited about watching those again.
Yep, I agree.
So, good.
Okay, so until next time, I'm Tim Pickerel.
I'm Sarah Pickerel.
Thank you for spending some timey-wimey with us. And now our watch is ended. Until next one.
I still like that.
Well, good. I'm going to still do it.
Okay.
At least for one more episode.
One more episode.